Welcome again to Joe Stunner Boxing. Tyson Fury's been mouthing off again, having a go at Usyk. And look, I'm not going to do another video on that because you know my opinion on the whole Usyk Fury thing. I've made several videos about it before. I think Fury ducked Usyk. I think he made it impossible to negotiate, and now he's doing the usual gaslighting routine about, you know, you're a coward, you're a rabbit, I'll beat you up, and Joshua's no good either, and blah, 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 blah. So, all right, pick the bones out of it if you want. I'm done with that, okay? I don't trust a word that comes out of Fury's mouth. I think he's behaved absolutely gutlessly, and I mean that, gutlessly. He's behaved like a coward, a gaslighting, almost like a domestic violence, abuser. He's just so full of it. It's can't be doing with the guy. Wake me up when he's in the ring and the opening bell's about to sound, all right? Until then, forget about it. But I did think, what must it be like to promote this guy? Because he's got two promoters. He's got Warren and he's got Arum. And he's had a go at Arum recently, saying, you know, you owe me a fight in America, and blah, 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 blah. Well, as far as I know, Arum hasn't really replied to this, not in any real sense. But I thought a while ago, I mean, last year when, was it last year? But at least a year ago now, when, you know, Kinahan and Fury's mate, and, you know, there was the business with... you know, the FBI sanctioning Kinahan and taking out a sort of basically there was, you know, wanted posters up. I remember thinking, well, how does this impact on Fury's contract with Arum, his promotional contract, if he's not allowed into the US? And he is not allowed into the US. He can't fight over there. I did read somewhere that he bought a property in America and now he can't even use it because he can't get into the country. But it must be impossible for Arum to do his side of the bargain. And at the time I remember thinking, well, surely the contract must be null and void, or there are grounds at least for Arum to say, well, I'm terminating this contract because I can't promote you. You're not allowed into the US. Fury is still saying, you owe me a fight. Get me a fight. Against who? And where? And it's been very intriguing, actually, over the last X amount of weeks that Frank Warren has been strangely silent. It's not like you, Frank. You know, and when I say silent, I mean, he hasn't really been saying a great deal about many fighters, but he certainly hasn't been talking about Fury. And can you imagine having to promote this guy who is such a chronic gaslighter, who insists on having his ego fluffed at every option, his ego, you know, vastly blown up like some sort of, you know, ugly inflatable blow-up doll. You know, every 5 minutes he's got to have someone massaging his ego. Otherwise, him and his father, because his father is never shy at slagging everyone off. People who have done Tyson Fury so many favours in the past suddenly become enemies. Sugar Hill, the obvious example. You know, fancy trying to promote this guy. You know, where do you go with him? You know, Usyk, okay, I wasn't going to get back to it, but, you know, it's the obvious fight was the undisputed fight. Usyk conceded to every single one of Fury's demands and was left hanging. And now Fury is trying to, you know, do the old gaslighting routine again. It doesn't work. It just, you know, that ship sailed, mate. The public have seen through you. Don't go there. Look, if you want to reinstate your reputation, which as things stand, apart from all the little fanboys, all the little rimmers who you've got, you know, fluffing you up, right? Never mind them. They don't count. Their opinion isn't important. If you want the general public, all right, to go with you again, to reinvest some faith in you, you're going to have to pick a legitimate opponent and fight them, okay? Otherwise, it's all just so much hot air. It's just so much piss and wind. It doesn't count. No one's interested, apart from me little bum chums. You know, forget that, right? If you want, okay, you got away with charging 27 quid for Chisora 3, you know, a man who is if he's not shot, he's certainly shot now. He wasn't shot before the fight, he's certainly shot now. A guy you were just going to toy with, 27 quid at Wembley Stadium with a non-event of an undercard. You know, you charge 27 quid for that. Man of the people who says that, you know, the Joshua fight should be free, and yet you're charging 27 quid on pay-per-view to watch Chisora 3, a complete and utter mismatch, when there were viable opponents, other opponents. Yes, there were. Don't lie. And you, Warren, don't lie. I know you went through BoxRec's ratings, and don't give me that crap. You know, there were other people available. You know it, right? You've done all that, and people bought it. But even the public, as gullible as they frequently are, or enough of them are, even they're not absolutely blindly stupid. A few of them maybe, but the majority are not. Where at some point they're going to say, well, hang on a minute. Enough's enough. Enough's enough. So what are Warren and Arum going to do with this guy? I'd love to be a fly on the wall in Arum's office, or Warren's office. I'd love to listen in. I'd love to do a bit of Piers Morgan phone tapping, and you know, sort of have a little nosy, you know, at listen in on the old conversations between Warren and Arum about Fury. Wouldn't that be interesting? I wonder what it would go like. I wonder what it would go like. Anyway, just thought I'd have a little rant. Leave your comments below. What do you think's going on? Who do you think Fury will fight next? He can't fight Joyce. Joyce is tied up with the rematch with Zhang. Maybe he'll fight his mate Parker. Don't know. He certainly ain't going to go for Jared Anderson. Usyk, he's ruled him out. They talk about this four-man Saudi little mini tournament, semi-finals, I guess you'd call them, down in December. Saudi money is funny money. I mean, it's blood money and dirty money anyway, but there's a lot of it. So maybe Fury, not having any scruples, would go for that at some point if there's enough of it there. But in the meantime, as far as a summer fight's concerned, I don't see it happening. Who's he going to get? It won't be Frank Sanchez. You know, could they sell any of these fights? I mean, Sanchez and Jared Anderson are good opponents. You know, you could argue it's a bit early for Anderson. Yeah, okay, I get it, but they're not names, not to the British public. Usyk's a name because he's fought over here on several occasions. He's twice beaten Joshua. He's beaten Derek Chisora. You know, the guy that you charged 27 quid for. He beat him, stood him on his head, and that was not a robbery. By the way, before anyone says it, before any of the little fanboys said it, no, Chisora lost that fight. Okay, he did okay for 4 rounds, 5 rounds, and then Usyk took over and clearly won the fight. So who would he fight? Who would Fury fight in the summer? Time's running out, and I don't think there are many options, to be honest with you. But occasionally he'll get on Twitter, or he'll get on whatever it is, I don't know, Instagram, and produce some banal, boring, tedious video where he's ranting and raving. But what can Arum do? What can Warren do now with this guy? Leave your comments below. Would you want to promote Tyson Fury? I suppose they've probably made millions already, so they have no regrets. But what about now? Where's this guy go? I don't know. Leave your comments below and I'll have a look at them. And yeah, if you're new to the channel, subscribe. Hit the like button, that helps us out. Spread the word about Joe Stunner Boxing. And meanwhile, bye for now.